Guys, you know what? I would normally say it's funny to me, but there's nothing funny about it. Or I would say it's ironic to me, but it's even pointless to call it ironic. To be honest with you guys, whatever we're seeing now that's coming out of the Israeli government and the discussion that's happening in the Israeli media, which is, by the way, seeping out into the English language Jewish media, with regards to what happened on October 7th and how it even happened, how it even was allowed to happen, and all the questions that are coming out now about it. My friends, these, and you know this, by the way, what I'm about to say. Those of you who've been watching this channel for however many months or even maybe over a year, 2 years, this is something I was asking on October flippin' 8th. Actually, I was asking this on the minute I found out about it on October 7th. And then I started finding out more and more and more. I didn't even need to find out more information. For me, it was like, well, we have this mighty army, and if a caterpillar farts on the border over there, we know about it, and immediately that caterpillar will be zapped by a laser. You know what I mean, figuratively speaking, maybe even literally. So, for me, my friends, it was like anybody who tried to tell me otherwise is trying to sell me a bridge in Brooklyn, right? And so when I brought that up, what I'm just saying to you now, to so-called right-wing friends who I was in groups with and different WhatsApp and different this and different that, I was called divisive. Now's not the time. The investigations will be held later. Now's not the time for this. Now's the time for unity. My friends, I'm repeating to you again. Well, here are the later investigations that we're having. What is it now? Where are we now? A year and a half? Almost a year and a half since October 7th? 18 months. And what are we going to conclude? Malfeasance, negligence, screw up, quote, I'm putting air quotes in all those terms that I just said. My friends, any person with any brain should conclude that there was an element, not the entire government, there was an element in our government. Like now, they're asking, my friends, if the IDF had all this intelligence about the border before October 7th, they had all this bevy of intelligence, why was the Nova Party moved from Tel Aviv at the last second to wherever it was held? My friends, I don't know if you know this, it was supposed to be held in Tel Aviv, the Nova Party, not where it was held. And it was moved. My friends, because most of those kids weren't from that area of the country. Some of them were, some of them were not, right? They came from the center of the country. They're from Tel Aviv, from other places. My friends, so now I ask you guys a question. Any person, any Jew with any level of seichel, what we call it, any intelligence, any discernment, any minimal critical thinking, do you think that the government screwed up? That the army screwed up? That the Shin Bet screwed up? Or do you think that there's something else at play here, my friends? You know my answer. And my answer is not because I want to be conspiratorial or think about conspiracy theories, but because this is Occam's razor. This is the most logical conclusion, guys. Again, knowing what you know about the IDF, knowing what you know about what they're capable of on the border as far as protecting our border, what they were capable of, supposedly, allegedly, what we were told as citizens of Israel, as Jews, as any even person who's not connected to Israel at all. They just hear rumblings about Israel and the mighty army and what they're capable of. Mossad, this, that, Air Force. My friends, we were sold a bridge in Brooklyn. They're still trying to sell it to us. The question is, are you buying it? I'm not. I never did. I never accepted it. Are you buying the bridge in Brooklyn, guys? They're still trying to do it, even with this so-called investigation. And people are asking questions. And people, Baruch Hashem, at least finally they're asking questions. It's been 18 months. Like this lady in the Knesset, I forget her name, she screams a lot. I agree with her politically, but she's a screamer. That's how she communicates. Tali Gottlieb, yeah. My friends, if you say October 8th wasn't the time, now for sure is the time. For sure. It's been the time, and it's definitely the time. And not only ask questions, ask yourself the question, was there anybody from the army, leftists, my friend, just in case any Jew haters or Israel haters are watching this, self-sabotaging leftists involved, like Ehud Barak, maybe even Ehud Barak in conjunction with entities or people who are outside of Israel, Obama, George Soros, who were involved, and other non-Jewish entities and other deep state entities involved in the sabotage of this whole situation. Now you may ask the question, but why would those entities want to be involved in that? Because they know that Israel will go into Gaza and finally figure out this Gaza question. Well, guys, here's the thing. Those entities actually don't want Israel to rule over Gaza. They want Israel to do, so to speak, their bidding to get rid of Hamas, whom they don't really need anymore, and then to take over Gaza themselves, as you could see. All right? There's this whole proposal on the table for them to take over Gaza. International forces, UN, blah, 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 blah. You know, fruitcakes, all types. Anybody but Israel, right? Anybody but the Jews, anybody with people with kippot on their heads. And by the way, same thing goes for Syria. You see that, you know, IDF went over to the other side of Hebron. What's the first thing we hear? Macron. Oh! IDF should pull back. Why? Because, guys, who's the ones that carved up Syria? France. Who's the ones that carved up Lebanon? France. Who's the ones that carved up Jordan? England. UK. My friends, we have to be asking questions. If you're telling me October 7th or October 8th was not the time, or October 9th, for sure, now is the time. Definitely. All right, talk to you soon.